I went to school just to please my dad. Developed some anger as aftermath. I fell off the course while you wait for a Porsche. I'm coming in late off a helipad. I ain't got that money, my nose always running.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Smooth Knuckles in the building, and we are going to be covering Cardano Croc Club today. Shout outs to Cardano Croc Club. They are sponsoring this video, so thank you guys so much. And if you guys didn't know, I am doing a giveaway for 5 whitelist spots over on my Twitter. All you need to do is join both of our Discords and retweet and then reply with your Discord name and your number. So that's going to be chosen live at 5 p.m. on this channel, so get ready for that. If you do win, the whitelist spots are 50 ADA to mint, and if you are not whitelisted, it is 100 ADA to mint. So I think this is pretty important. Good luck to everybody and all the winners. All right, so starting off on the Twitter, they got about 10,600 followers. That's pretty damn good. Hopping over to the sneak peeks and their Discord, you can see their Discord's got about 9,500 members. And they have this C4 token, which I'll get into later. That's kind of the artwork for it. Here's their Radioactive Crocs. And I think this artwork actually looks really, really sick. Like the dripping of like the goo and stuff. I don't know. I really like it. I haven't seen anything like, I've seen some crazy artwork, don't get me wrong, but something about this is just like different. Look at, I don't know, man. These look sick. These look really cool to me. I'm not just saying this because I'm paid. I'm being honest, bro. These look sick. I'm really happy with the artwork. All right, so moving over to the roadmap, they got phase 1. This is where the private Discord opens to all people who own Crocs. The original Cardano Crocs, I think they minted in October or something, like a while back. So we've already missed that, but we're moving on. The exclusivity burning. So this was when you could burn 2,000 of those Crocs total out of everybody who wanted to burn some, and 1,000 more would be made. There were a few of these burns, which is why the total right now, if you look, is at 7,700 instead of 10,000, because many of them were already burnt. And this gave you a chance to get a better Croc. However, the Radioactive Crocs that we are going to be looking at and waiting for, which is this phase 7, will not have the same burn mechanic. So don't just try to, maybe after the mint, try to get like a floor price. Like maybe actually try to get one that's a little bit better, because you're not going to be able to burn it. Anyways, going over to phase 3, that's just some merch. The C4 token is phase 4, and that's what they're talking about there. Phase 5 is when you can get the passive rewards from staking your Croc and receiving these tokens. These tokens will be able to be used in their game that they're about to make as well. So then there's the phase 6, which is creating the council, which is going to consist of many members of the Croc holders, and they discuss new ideas and vote on stuff like that. 8 is going to be more merch. 9 is a question mark. However, I think they definitely know what's going here. It's not a question mark for them. It's just a question mark for us. Because why would you put phase 9 if you don't know and then go on to phase 10? Just doesn't make sense. So they got something planned. Phase 10 is going to be the first version of their game version 1, which is going to be a 1v1 game where you can win your opponent's Croc or some C4 tokens. So a little bit of pink slips here. Okay, I'll see you. I'll see you, Crocs. Phase 11, they're going to make a metaverse. No, they're not making a metaverse. Never mind. They are, but this isn't phase 11. Phase 11 is half of the fees will go to their community wallet, and this wallet will be used to purchase land in a metaverse for the Croc holders to enjoy. So inside of like Pavia, maybe. We'll have to see. Phase 12 is going to be the personal swamp, and this is where you will have your own land / home, but it says here that there's going to be a period where you can mint for free. So every Croc holder will get the chance to mint their own personal swamp. That's pretty cool. Get out of my swamp. That's all I can think of. Horrible accent, but you get it. Phase 13, again, they definitely have to have something planned or they wouldn't just put it before the merch. And then there's going to be baby Crocs. Grow your Croc farm with the addition of a baby Croc that Croc holders will be able to mint with C4 tokens. Interesting. I wonder if they can grow up and do stuff. Maybe I'll find that out later. Phase 16, the new roadmap. So that's basically the roadmap. And now we can quickly kind of go over what they're going to do with their tokenomics. So they show right here that 0.01% of all their tokens is going to be a community airdrop. So I do like that because that's not too much. I feel like if you gave a lot more than that, then that would kind of dilute and people would sell really quick and it would kind of just devalue your tokens. Anyways, they got the CCC staking, which is going to be 20% of the tokens reserved for staking rewards for the OG Crocs on a 15-year time frame. So it's going to be very slow. Again, to prevent, I think, from devaluing these tokens. I think that's really smart. It says future staking reserve. So 35% of the tokens are going to be reserved to maybe, because it says think Radioactive Crocs. So maybe a year from now or a few months from now, we may be able to see some of these tokens be starting to, hand out to maybe people who can stake their Radioactive tokens, or Radioactive Crocs rather. Liquidity, gaming, utility giveaways, and burning. So 25% of these tokens will be in this pool for in-game rewards, play to earn incentives, liquidity offerings, like with dexes and stuff, giveaways, and token burns. Okay, so I guess they might even burn some of these tokens too. So maybe even like only 20% will actually be given away. We'll have to see. 10% of tokens reserved for ongoing development and operations. 10% of tokens reserved for founders, team, mods, advisors, and council. Also, here's a good little picture that kind of shows you exactly how many tokens you can expect to earn per day, because their staking is actually dependent on the rarity. So if you have Group 9, which is 7,000 rarity or higher, then you only get 17 per day. But if you go all the way up to the, well, let's not look at the special edition. Let's say most people can't afford that. Let's go to the Group 2. If you get one of the first 1,000, then you can get 160 tokens per day. That's a giant difference. So if you really do like these tokens, you definitely want to get a higher rarity. So if you are looking on the aftermarket, definitely try to do some sniping, because this will benefit you long term. All right, so I also found a really important announcement which explains some of the things we kind of looked at earlier. So the first being that the public sale will only include 2,300 Crocs if all of the OGs and whitelist spots mint. You have to take in mind there will be a few people who likely don't mint, and it is a 1-to-1 ratio. So there will likely be more than 2,300, but likely not too many more. Maybe a couple hundred more, depending. The other thing is the price for 100 ADA was voted on by their OG holders, and this was to add value to the original OGs. And if you are an OG, you definitely would support that. So if you're new to the project, you might think like, oh, 100 is so much, but you have to understand, if you are one of the original holders, you would also want it to be so much, right? Because you don't want to devalue the original project. So I understand why they did this. Their funding will also help expand the war chest, which is going to help fund their future metaverse arcade games and any other expansions that they're thinking about doing. The first game that they're going to do is going to be a poker tournament. So they have this poker tournament, which you can win ADA prizes and Radioactive Croc prizes and stuff like that. In order to join the public tournament, gotta follow them on Twitter. I don't know if this was like a one-time thing, because I know that the poker tournament is going to be in their metaverse, so maybe this was just like the first poker tournament that was actually allowing you to participate, and then maybe the future ones you do actually have to own a Croc. I'm not 100% sure on that quite yet. They're doing a 2-week ad on CNFT.tools, so they're really spending a lot of money, it looks like, on advertising as well, which you definitely do want. If you are a part of a project, you want more people to know about it. And utility overview, talked a lot about this before. The Radioactive Crocs are 100% metaverse ready, so you'll be able to use these straight away in their metaverse and in other metaverses. Well, I don't know about straight away, but you'll definitely be able to use them. It just depends on which metaverses are compatible at that exact moment. You'll also be able to earn the C4 tokens with the Radioactive Crocs, which is kind of what I wasn't too sure about when I was looking at that graph, but now we know for a fact that you definitely can. The Croc holder community, though, will vote in a few weeks and decide how many and how much that you actually get, because you don't want it to be the same amount as the original Crocs, or else the original Crocs will devalue all the way down to the Radioactive Crocs, and that's not fair. Alright, so the last thing about the Radioactive Crocs is that they're going to have special access in their metaverse arcade games. There's going to be an example right here that talks about a poker game could potentially have a unique skin. Or you could be able to have the ability to farm poker chips and earn those poker chips on a daily basis or something like that. Or you could have special power-ups in a fighting game. The other thing that you can do is you can generate in-game rewards from partnerships with third-party games through their incubator. So I'm not sure with the incubator if you'll have to set it aside for a certain amount of time and like leave it there for a day, or if it's just like a daily thing that you just go, you pick it up after send it to an address or something. But basically, our projects will come along, or at least this is how I believe it works. A project will come along and they will say, hey, we'd like to partner with you. This is what our project is. We're called, let's say, Swords, right? And so they, have their swords, and maybe you can win a sword in game or something. That's an NFT that belongs to that policy ID, that project. And then what they get in return for partnering with Crocs is promotion, because now people who are a part of Crocs who had no idea who swords are now own a sword, and they're like, oh, well, what is this? And they're going to go look it up. So it's free promotion for them. All right, guys, that's everything. But I'm also going to take a moment just to show some of these prizes, because these prizes are crazy. The first place prize for the poker tournament is going to get an Oculus goggle and an OG Croc. That's like $700. That's awesome. Maybe it's even more. I honestly don't even know how much the Oculus goggles are. Second place gets an OG Croc, which at the moment the floor price is 290 ADA. Third place gets 100 ADA and 5,000 of their C4 tokens. Fourth place gets 3K of the C4 tokens and a whitelist spot. Each whitelist spot is basically 50 ADA. And fifth place also gets 1K C4 and a whitelist spot. So I think they do have really good incentives for these games so far. And I think it's going to be really fun to participate in something that, there's really no risk in these poker tournaments if it's all virtual money. And then if you lose, you just lose. You don't lose anything. And then, if you do win, though, you do get some really cool prizes. But anyways, guys, this has been my take on Cardano Crocs Club. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Remember to get outside, see your family, see your friends. We're here to make more money so we can spend more time with them. Until next time, guys, peace.
I get it like a G, but it never came easy. You got me coughing up a lung, I wish I rap like Wheezy. I keep my pace, so I'm sorry that I'm breezy. Keep my sneaks laced, cause I can't afford Yeezys. I don't want the gold, give me BTC. Y'all be acting crazy.